All right, we're live. Let's give it a few. Let's get a little bit before we get started. We're down one person who's supposed to be here. I don't know where Marcus is at the moment, but
Where you at,
we'll give him.
Marcus?
Yeah,
We know you're gonna see the alert pop up because you follow, so you know that
he
gonna pop
follows
up.
everywhere. Yeah, so he must be scared to get this slander when he was going to come in here. That's probably what it is. So we'll give it a minute. Now, for the people tuning in, this was going to be private just for the anime chat group that we have. What's up, Stefan? How you doing, man? Yeah, this was going to be private, but with this being the first outing and us want to reach as many people as we can, let them know what this group is about, who we all are, and to pull people in, we said, you know what? Let's just share this first one out to everybody so they can see, and then they can come back and join the anime. Yep, join the anime chat group. Absolutely. So I don't know how much longer we're going to give Marcus to jump in. He might have to play catch up. But first of all, how are you two doing today?
Good. Can't complain.
Okay, yep, so doing really good.
Good. So let me y'all probably know me and Jokes already by now if you follow Loading Snacks, across all social medias. And we have with us the Duchess of everything Pokemon, Gabby, in the building with us. How you doing today, Gab?
Hello, everyone. I'm doing really good. I'm excited to be here and talk about some awesome anime.
Yes, we're excited to do it. I know me and Jokes have been wanting to do this for a while. Very long time. But with the way we were, Mari says, I can't hear you guys, but my roommate is so cute. Okay. But yeah, we've wanted to do this for a long time, but with how we were recording everything before and the schedules, it just never really worked out. But since the pandemic hit and we've been doing stuff remotely now like this and having our audience and reaching out to them, it's just a combination of everything. And with this winter season coming to a close, it's just a perfect storm of everything to be like, yep, this is the time to get in, sit down and start talking about anime. And I know Jokes is happy because he's been frustrated with me for years because I binge.
Yeah, and you just don't watch anything as it comes on, and I can't talk to you about anything.
I'm sorry,
the anime guy, I can't talk to anything about because he hasn't seen it.
Gabby, do you prefer binging or watching every week? Like what?
I typically watch every week.
Okay.
If it's something that I am continuously watching, such as One Piece or like when I started Attack on Titan and then Black Clover, I was just watching. But then I stopped Attack on Titan and had to binge it. But I'll do both, but I mostly do week by week.
Okay. So I told Jokes earlier this week, right before we did our weekly show that, now that I'm caught up on the time.
Wait. Oh, man.
Let's just...
oh, there we go.
Okay, yeah, you finally caught back up?
Yeah, you caught back up.
I was like, hold on, wait a second.
Here we go. All right, but you know what? Let's just get into it. Gabby, I want to start with you. I want the people to kind of get to understand all of us, where we come from when it comes to anime. So my first question for you, Gabby, is how did you get into anime?
So I had a friend. There's my dad. Hi, Dad.
Hey, Dad.
What up, Perp?
I had a friend that moved into my neighborhood in elementary school, and she introduced me first to Fruits Basket, which is a shoujo manga. And that was my first kind of experience with it. I had Pokemon and everything, but I never recognized it as anime until Fruits Basket and Inuyasha. And then she taught me how to draw, and then slowly it kind of became my entire life.
Gotcha. Do you remember what the first one
I got into it.
You remember what the first anime you saw was?
The first anime I saw was probably Inuyasha because I remember staying up late to watch it. They're like the Toonami Adult Swim times.
Oh, yes.
My dad would wake me up after Mom would go to bed so I could watch like 2 episodes and then you go back to sleep.
Oh, shout out to Dad for that. Hey, Jokes, what about you?
Unknowns to me at the time, but my first anime, honestly, it was Speed Racer. Speed Racer was coming on Nickelodeon during like the daytime run. So at the time when we got out of elementary school at like 2:00, one of them early days back in the day, that would be one of the first things that I would watch. Obviously, as a kid, didn't really realize it until the second version of Speed Racer came out, and you know, when it comes on, the whole title's in a whole nother language, and I was like, wait a minute, wait a minute,
This doesn't look right.
but I would say it was probably Speed Racer, just unknown to me at the time.
Okay. Yes, Speed Racer is hilarious, perp. I think for me, I credit my uncle Leonardo for kind of starting me on the anime path when he had me watching stuff I should not have been watching at such a young age, like Fist of the North Star, Crying Freeman, like strictly blood, sex, and murder, like was what he had me on, and I loved it. And Robotech was early for me as well. Like, and I didn't even realize that was an anime at the time, kind of like you, Jokes. I didn't realize I was watching anime. And then as I got older, I realized, oh, it's part of that genre too. And I just kind of fell in love with it back then, and I've never turned back and just kept pushing forward. All right. So let's run a couple of these litmus test questions.
All right, let's do this.
Yeah. No, we don't have to go into detail any about them, just what it is. So first one, sub or dubbed? Jokes?
At this point, sub. There are good dubs, but sub.
Okay. Gabby?
Yeah, I have to agree with Jokes. Subbed is what I usually do, but I can't ignore that there are good dubs out there.
Okay. I am honestly both. It's a time and place for each of them for me. And I think percent subs all day. I think the newer stuff has gotten a lot better when it comes to doing the dubs. Older stuff is definitely a lot harder to watch dub, but it's gotten better as years have gone along.
Better voice actors.
Yes,
definitely.
they take it more seriously now, I would say.
Yeah.
Okay. 3 of your top anime. No explanation to why, or just 3 of them. Like the three that you would go to bat for. I'll go first while y'all are thinking.
Oh.
One Piece. Boom,
Look,
I said it already.
There you go.
Look, I'm not going to pick what's obviously in the background, but I'm gonna go with Evangelion, Sword Art Online, and School Days. And I know people will probably hate me a lot for that last one, but bring it. I'm good with that. Okay, Perk.
Dig it.
Perk saying Attack on Titan, Bleach, and Vinland Saga.
I'm gonna go. So I gotta stick with my classic that I grew up. Dragon Ball Z, Gundam. That y'all, you know how I am about Gundam.
Yes.
And third, that one's a doozy right there. I'm gonna probably say Pokemon. It's just childhood. Just childhood.
I'd have been shocked if you didn't say that.
Yeah. Fight. I'll tell people, fight me.
All right, what about you, Gabby?
Let's see. I feel like One Piece is a given, so I don't want to put it in my top 3. Just because that's it.
It doesn't have to
It's
be
fine.
like your top 3, just 3 of those you hold that high.
Yeah.
Like just no
Okay,
order,
that's fair.
no order or anything like that. Just 3 that you love that you would go to bat for any day of the week.
Probably Haikyuu, Black Clover, because that's really gotten to me. And the other one would also probably have to be Pokemon, because I feel like it's my life.
Not shocked.
Pokemon has
Not at all.
outlived a bunch of anime, and it
No.
ain't going
Oh,
away no time soon.
No, it's really not. And I'm not.
No, it's never gonna disappear. I'm sorry, it's just not gonna.
Nah, it's too much part of the zeitgeist. So, okay, now that we have that out the way, let's start chopping down these topics, and let's start with the first one I want to get into, which is Black Clover, because Black Clover actually came to an end, like they said it was, unlike some animes, but we'll get to that later. But yes, I want to know, how do we feel after we're seeing the whole complete project? How do we feel about the finale? So, Jokes, let me start with you. How are you feeling now that having this project completed and having the whole package?
I'm okay. It still leaves you with the what if or something, like, we can go on. We can continue.
And we're going to get to that part. Don't worry. That's on the docket. We're going to get to that.
I know. But I'm okay with it. I thought Black Clover as a whole was pretty smooth. Theme music's fire. I tell you,
Yes.
everyone that's come on has been fired the whole way through.
100%.
So that's always something about an anime that's there. When you have that fire music in there, you know the show is going to be dope to go along with it as well too. But I'm okay with it though. I'm okay where the show ended. And we have a movie. We'll get into that later. But I'm okay. I am okay.
Okay. What about you, Gabby?
I think they ended it at probably the best place they could have with how it's going. I'm sad that it's over, but I really like where they left off. They left a lot of open-ended questions. They kind of closed off the story arcs that they wanted to, and they made sure not to leave anything like that was something we needed to know completely open-ended in a way, so like we still have an understanding of kind of where things should go or could go. So I think they did a great job doing that and not leaving everything just kind of too crazy.
See, Perp says he never got into Black Clover. It just seemed too much like of a Bleach knockoff.
That's interesting.
I've never heard of that one.
I've never heard of that.
The Naruto kind of knockoff, but not the Bleach.
I see that, but
that's new to me.
No, but it actually is honestly a really good show. It follows more so the old format, I would say, Perp, of there's no break in between seasons. It's just one continuous flow. So it might take a little longer for it to really, in that old Shonen Jump format, to really get step on that gas, get going. Because let's introduce the characters. Let's give them a little struggle to go through, so you can see what they're capable of, and then we're going to start hitting you over the head with the whole meat and potatoes of what the show's about. I mean, overall, I didn't know I was going to feel going into the end. Just looking at how many episodes were left, it took us the first 120 to get through the Eye of the Third Sun's saga and arc. And I'm like, okay, now we're going to the Spade Kingdom. Like, how y'all really gonna tie that up in like 30 episodes or so kind of deal? Like, it feels too big to kind of after coming off of that. So, but seeing how it all plays out, I was kind of happy with it. It definitely left me clamoring for more. I thought the last episode was really good.
Yes.
Seeing Asta confront the demon inside of him and having that conversation. Yeah. And getting revelations about where he is and where he's from. Also, that nugget dropped of and where he's from. Yeah, like
that got me really excited.
Yeah, like okay, y'all are really
just coming, y'all
just dropping everything.
Yeah, y'all making sure that we want you to come back again. Any who y'all favorite characters?
Oh, I know one. Fragolian's sister. She's probably one of my favorite characters.
Cool.
Her hothead personality and just that, like, I don't give a F mentality. Like, I absolutely love her. Like, when she was sparring with Yami, and Yami was like, I got what I need, but she's like, nah, we gonna finish. I'm gonna kill you.
You got more.
I'm gonna kill you.
He just turns around and walk off, and she looking so bad, like, really?
I'm just like, I'm just training right now. Nah, I'm gonna kill you. We gonna do this. But definitely, yeah, she's probably one of my favorite characters. As much as she's not obviously like a main character, so we haven't seen. I'm pretty sure at some point we'll get like an arc where she's probably gonna be forefront than anything else. But just from what we've got of her, like, I have absolutely fallen in love with her.
All right, before we go any further, somebody finally decided to join us.
Drum roll. We're gonna do a drum roll.
Let's go ahead and bring him in here.
Marcus!
There you go, buddy. Where you been? Can't hear you. Marcus, we can't hear you. Check your setup, buddy. Yeah, get it right. I need to hear all you got to say.
Nope,
still can't hear you yet. All right, so while he's getting that squared away, who's one of your favorite characters, Gabby?
Can you hear me now?
One of my favorite characters.
There we go.
There he is.
Yeah, he got you now. Okay. Everything okay? But before we start, you're okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
Woo, good.
Okay. Good. All right. Well, since I already asked them a couple questions, let me get them from you real quick since you're just jumping in here. First question I have for you is, how did you, Marcus, get into anime?
Through my aunt and my father, surprisingly.
Okay.
I was in one summer. I was in Trinidad and Tobago, and it just so happens that my aunt, she had like this old school like Akira tape, and she had it on the background, and that's what kind of just like jump started. And then my dad, he was in the military, so he showed me, what was it? I think it was like in the original Ultimate Muscle from like the
Oh, wow.
80s.
Oh wow.
And like I was just like, this is retarded. Show me more. And so that's how I got started. And of course, being us over here in the West, Pokemon, Digimon, Cubics, all the mainstream that finally came
Holy
over.
crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mega Man, Astro Boy, all of it.
Okay. Bet. All right. So look, we already ran through these questions. Quick little litmus test, so everybody in the chat and everybody watching can know kind of where your head is when it comes to anime and stuff. So my first one for you, you don't have to go into details about any of them. Just sub or dubbed.
Depends on it. Depends on the studio. Depends
Okay.
on the studio.
Okay, fair enough. All right. 3 of your top anime that you will go to bat for. No specific order, just 3 of those that you'll go to bat for.
Oh, three that I go to bat for off jump.
And don't say King's Avatars, I'll kick you out.
Nah, you should want him to say that.
Okay, off jump. Digimon, Attack on Titan, and let's see, 3. God damn. You know, I'm gonna say anyway. King's Avatar. Screw you.
I'm not surprised he was gonna say that. just to get under my skin. All right, and the last one. Actually, I didn't ask any of this. I actually skipped past this one, but let's just throw it out there real quick. One anime that is touted very high, like very, very popular, that you should have watched by now but haven't.
JoJo.
Okay.
You have not watched JoJo.
Hey, it's this part's not about that. Just JoJo. Okay. For me, I'll say
I've read JoJo. I don't watch JoJo.
Brotherhood. Okay, fair enough.
Actually, I'm gonna second that one. I have not watched Brotherhood.
Okay.
And I thoroughly enjoyed the original season in the movie, but I just never took the time to go back and watch Brotherhood. I'm actually gonna second that one.
Same here, Gabby.
I'm gonna go with JoJo as well. I haven't watched it. The art style seems off to me, and I'm a big art style person, so I just really haven't tried to get into it yet.
Well, I felt the same way about One Piece when I first started, but then I got past it very quickly, and now it's everywhere. So
It's true.
It is what it is. All right, so Marcus, we were talking about Black Clover when you jumped in.
Yes.
So my question for you, because we've all kind of answered this already, is how do you feel about the show now that it's come to the end? You have a complete picture of everything. Like, how you feel about the finale? Like, just tell us your thoughts on that.
I enjoy the series all the way up until its finale. I have
Really?
no problems like waiting for them to finally animate the last portion of it because I've already read it. So it's like when I was watching Naruto and I was ahead in Naruto and then they had that long gap and then they restarted it with Shippuden, Red Shippuden, and then here comes the anime shoehorn. I was just like, you know what, like, if you've been around long enough, then nothing really phases you after a while. So,
okay, all right. So we're also talking about our favorite characters. Do you have like a favorite character from the show?
From the show, not particularly.
Really,
actually,
you don't like anybody?
Actually, I will take that back. Yami is the GOAT. Yami is the GOAT.
Okay. I'm about to say, come on now. You can't watch it and not have a feeling, not like one person in the show.
Gotta be somebody that resonates with you.
Come on now. All right. Now, why you pick Yami? Besides him being a badass, but yeah, why you pick him?
Outside of that, just his overall character development. He was an outsider. Came into a whole nother country. With a lot of like personal hatred against him because he was an outsider. They didn't know where he came from, and he didn't think the way everyone else thought, and so he went about it his own way. His magic isn't like everybody else's. He understands what it's like to be an outcast, so his entire squad is full of outcasts. So
Mm-hmm.
I like that sort of thing. Like, that's just my thing.
You know
You're
what?
an out-
I dig that.
I would say I can actually
Yeah.
second that, Marcus, because Yami is my favorite character in the show. One, for all those reasons you have just mentioned, and also being a badass. But I found him so hysterically funny that it was that, like, I've watched it dubbed and I've watched it sub, and for some
Same.
reason, dubbed, it just, the comedy translates way better. And
Oh,
he
Chris
makes me die of laughter. His insults on everybody, he don't care. Like, any time of the day, any given night, he just gives it to him. Like, I just love that character so much. What about you, Gabby?
I have to say mine's an oddball, and I really love Luck. First of
Not
all, I
bad.
love his power.
Crazy.
I love his power. It's just
Okay.
it's so cool. Lightning armor? Who's not gonna like lightning armor? But I like the way he's got like that weird psycho fight personality,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
then
Love that.
it's kind of slowly changed by being around Asta and Noelle and Magna. And I really like his relationship with Magna, and especially Vanessa too. They have a weird kind of like older sister, little brother.
Mhm.
When they're in the Elven arc and he was taking over, I really liked that fight, especially. It was one of my favorite fights of the show, I think.
Yeah, I think that's one thing I like about the show. I was wondering if it was going to happen, like, character development wise. Like, everybody has these real niche character quirks about them, and I was wondering, are they going to stay this way for the whole time, or will they start to progress? And I'm glad to see, like, after they got through the whole Third Sons thing, you start to see that change. Like, Finro, like, he's trying to be a one-woman person now, and he's fighting against chasing everybody.
He's trying.
You know what I mean? Like, you see, what's that? Gordon. He's now starting to actually communicate and talk with people now. So you kind of see people break through that and evolve. I actually love seeing that. Do y'all have any favorite moments you want to share from the season, from the show?
I can tell you mine. It was that moment. Speaking of, was that Finral? No, that was Finral.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Well, my man from the Golden Dawn, they were spawned. Yeah, they were fighting each other, and then he was about to kill him. And then the Black Bulls came to my man's side and was like, "If you try this, we will kill you." Like, that's what that's what I love about the Black Bulls. Now, don't get me wrong. All of the teams that are in it, they all have that relationship with each other, but there's just something about the Black Bulls, kind of like what Marcus said, being the outcast, they all really truly relate to each other, and they see themselves as that family. So it's like, if you mess with one of us, like, you taking on all of us. But that moment, and especially the way that was animated, it was clean.
That was the moment I became a Black Bull, straight up. Like, I messed with him hard, but seeing that moment with them three running out there and pretty much putting the strap to his face, like, if you move a single inch and then look at him on top, and everybody, all the Black Bulls, the rest of them there with their grimoires out, like, don't do it. We don't care the king is sitting right here. We don't care captains are here. It's going down if you try. I love that moment. Another one, since you called out that one, I'll call out a different one that was just great for me, is the moment when all the captains on stage and the king is announcing that everybody stars and the Black Bulls jump to number 2. The scene right after that, when they're all having drinks at the bar, the captains, and Yami is in there with tears coming down his face, roasting all of them like, y'all are trash. Y'all better come back from -100 to be second place. All y'all, and they are so pissed with him in there. It is so funny. It was such a great moment for me. Oh man, what about you, Gabby?
I think one of my favorite moments is probably they're down in the Sea Temple. It's when they just started fighting. I'm forgetting his name, but the Beast guy.
Despair.
That's the emotion he was when they're fighting him. And all of a sudden, we get to see Vanessa and Finral kind of really show their powers and what they have, and all working together with Asta. I absolutely adored that moment. That's when I really fell in love with Vanessa and Finral's characters. I'd liked them before, but I'm like, damn, you can do that with that power? That's great.
Oh no, they stepped up majorly in that
They
moment.
did. It really showed that their characters, they have something to add to, first of all, the show and just to the Black Bulls. They're not just side characters.
Absolutely.
They actually have real talent.
What about you, Marcus?
I would say it's actually two separate scenes, but I'm gonna put into one. With Leon when he's talking to his big sister, and she's basically telling him like, "Yo, your last name is this. You had to step it up." And he's like, "I don't know if I can." Was like, it doesn't matter if you can. You have to step up." And then he just goes, "All right, I'm gonna step up." And then Noelle, where she finally gets approval from Silver.
Yeah. Nozell, her big brother.
Yeah.
And like finally gets that like big brother recognition, and he like we didn't know that he actually has like a sister complex and actually loves his sister, but she always used that he hates her, and then like she finally gains his respect, and I feel like that's like a very powerful like family moment for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one. That goes back to like the character development I saw. Like everybody's one way for like a good chunk of it, and then you see everybody kind of shifting and growing and evolving. Like I just really, really enjoyed that about it. But I think overall we can agree. I feel like that Black Clover is a good show. That if you have the time, go ahead and check it out. Now they did announce that there is a movie coming. That was coming on the heels of it. No details about the movie. Are we all excited about the movie?
Very much so.
Yes.
Okay.
I can't wait.
Okay, now, since they haven't detailed what the movie's about, any ideas what it could be about? Is it going to be something that's canon, or is it going to be just like a one-off, you think?
One-off.
You think?
Yeah, I don't think they'll... I'm pretty sure, like, if... which we kind of believe will be the grand scheme eventually to bring the manga or bring the show back once the manga gets a little bit further down the road. I think they'll, at least for now, make the movies those one-off type things. Maybe at some point they'll tie a movie in with the show, kind of like what My Hero did. But I think it'll just be a one-off. We'll have a big bad show up. They'll take care of him in the movie, and then we'll just move it right along from there.
Okay, what about you, Marcus?
I think they're going to give it like Naruto the last treatment. Like I feel like it will be a canon movie just to summarize all the way up to a certain point, like the first like 15, 30 minutes, and then it will actually be chapters from already that has been established. I think it's actually going to connect to the anime only because there's such a huge gap that's left, and they can use that movie to close that gap and then take the time to let the manga continue to go if it decides they want to continue to go and produce more content.
Okay, what about you?
I think it'll be canon.
Okay.
At the current place they are, I don't think they're going to go straight into more canonical storyline, just because I'm not fully caught up on the manga, so I don't actually know how much is left. But I assume the Spade Kingdom is a pretty large arc, and with them doing training again, that means they still have a crap ton of battles to do. So I think it's just going to be a one-off kind of villain thing.
Okay, I know I don't want to see a compilation movie. I don't want to see a compilation movie whatsoever, but I'm going to agree with, shockingly enough, Marcus, that I think it's going to go canon. I'm just looking at how it ended. In like 3 days, we're going to go out there and we're going to go get our people back. I personally hope that is what the movie is about, at least that portion of it, like going to get them back, coming home, and possibly by the end, Asta being ranked first night captain. So that way he's not far behind, at this point, since, good Lord, just progressed significally ahead of him.
So, Sasuke.
Sorry, here, take the ranks. Just take the ranks. Here. Rank up.
Tiny.
Double XP, triple XP,
Ice
take all the ranks.
Right, like just had a huge buff there.
That man,
Itachi.
Sasuke. He's Itachi.
It's a savage. Like I'm not even gonna fake. That's my dude. But yeah, I think it'll be canon. I hope so, and that's what I'm hoping for at least. But we'll have to wait and see. So let's move on to the show that was #1 in America. That is a big deal in itself, which is Attack on Titan. in your background jokes on Marcus's shirt. We are all big fans of this show. We just had the part 1 series finale for it. So let's just get right to it. Jokes, I know you. No, Jokes. I'm not starting with you because you went and read.
Yes.
So
yes, I did.
You sit down for a second. So Gabby,
I'm already sitting. What do you want me to do? I'm sitting already.
Just stay there. Just stay there for a second. So Gabby, how'd you feel about season 4? Well, series finale part 1. I should say.
I have a lot of questions. I have a lot of questions, guys.
Yeah.
I haven't read the manga. I don't know what's going on. Aaron's being an ass.
The loss of the sauce. The loss of the sauce.
I have so many questions. I loved it. I was confused at the beginning because I'm like, oh, is this a past thing? Or these flashbacks? And then it's like, oh, no, this is present. I'm like, okay. And then it's like flashback, present. I'm like, where am I? Who were these children? But I loved it.
I see you, Perp.
But I have so many questions.
Okay. What about you, Mark? Do you agree?
I'm enjoying it, man. Like, I love it. Like, I already know what's happening, so I can't say too much because they're, again...
Fair enough.
But, like, y'all are in for a really, really nice ride. Just soak it in.
I'm in the same place as Gabby is. And understand, for me, I'm, like I said in the beginning, I'm a binge watcher. That's how I prefer just to watch my stuff. So once they made the announcement that, hey, season 4 is going to be the final one, I was like, okay, I can hold off on season 3 and I'll just watch it together. You know what I mean? I didn't think it was going to be this big, topical, trending thing that it was, that I was going to have to hurry up and catch up on to do something like this. But I'm coming in fresh off of season 3 and 4 part 1. So I just got a full overload of stuff in my brain right now. But that high of season 4 from the beginning until the end, I can honestly say is kind of impeccable as far as keeping you in, keeping you engaged, wondering what's going to happen next. Action scenes, Mappa, top notch. Like, Aaron is not playing with these people.
No, he's not.
No,
And
he's
crazy.
it's amazing nonetheless. What about you, Jokes?
I'm absolutely loving it. You know, the tone of this season has, it's changed dramatically from what the previous seasons were. We've seen Aaron go from this cheerful person to just down in the dumps behind. Like, he's been on an emotional roller coaster since the first season.
Yeah.
Crazy part is, through what we've seen right now, I kind of understand Aaron's character and wanting to protect his friends and don't want them to, I get that aspect, but the way that he's going about it kind of messed up. But I gotta first of all give props to Mappa, because for a lot of people who may not realize this, but every season of Attack on Titan has been done by a different studio.
Mm-hmm.
And you can, yes, every season has been done by a different Wit. Currently we're Mappa, and I forget what was the second and third seasons, but we've had a different studio on it each time. And I gotta give Mappa props because they put their foot in this, especially on the fact of working on other projects at the same time. And a lot of people are giving them flack. I don't understand why.
No, Mappa's on fire right now. I don't get it.
I think it's really well done.
Yeah, I think
people just didn't really like the CGI. That's the reason. That was the biggest thing, is that they were complaining about the CGI and how certain lines were different from in the manga versus how they actually animated it. It was just like minor details. So
yeah,
stuff like that always happens, though.
It does.
Yeah,
and it doesn't change. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't change. The lines that change don't really change the context of anything. But it's fire, nonetheless. Fire.
Yeah, like the CG in this didn't bother me. It's that real bad, y'all know, like the new Prince of Tennis movie coming out, and all those. Like, I hate that type of CG, like Berserk, the 2016 Berserk thing. Like, I hate that type of animation,
like RMAX.
Yeah.
Yes, you know what I mean. But
I told you not to watch that. I told you not to watch that.
Look, some CG just is not to be need to be done when it comes to anime. It's just that's just what it is.
Stick with the art style.
All right, since these two know what's happening, Gabby, and we don't know what's happening,
we're in the dark.
Yeah. So let me throw this question out there to you. Do you think Eren is the bad guy?
I don't want to believe he's the bad guy. In my heart of heart, I was having this conversation with Marissa after we just binged it literally like last week. But I'm like, she's like, Aaron's being something like, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt because I love Aaron. He's a great character. He is acting a little psycho, but I want to give him the benefit of the doubt until I get more into what's happening and why he's acting like this. I don't think it's just because he's following Zeke and he's bought into his crazy, let's kill everyone, it's the best thing.
His euthanization plan or whatever.
Yeah. So I am on the fence, leaning towards I want to believe he's okay, and he's kind of has a secret plan, maybe.
That's fair. I think that's fair.
I'm honestly in the same kind of realm you are. Like, I don't think he's traditionally black or white with this. I don't think he's traditionally evil with it. I think he's living in the gray with this somewhere. I think whatever happened in that gap where he left them and now he's over there in the city and everything, I think he's come to a realization of how all of this needs to come to an end, and he's going to have to use people on both sides to see what he wants done, how he wants it to end, and hopefully his friends can come out safe at the end of it. But he's willing to sacrifice what he has to sacrifice to bring it all to an end. And I think that's why he's coming off as this asshole / bad guy thing. I think that's where my head is with him.
That's clean.
Perp says, what does he say here? He says, Eren is such a great character because he is the complete opposite of your traditional shonen main character. Yeah, definitely in this season he is. One thing I love about seeing him in this season, if he has such full control over his Titan ability now, it is ridiculous.
Yo,
this is not the past season's
crazy.
Let me tell you how when he was in Marley and when he got attacked by the Warhammer, and the Warhammer had him like up shanked with everything, and he just drops out and it just turns back into the Titan again. Like he did like 3 transformations,
like 3 or 4 times
in like the span of 5 minutes or something like that. And I was like, yo, my man on a whole nother level right now.
Ridiculous.
He said, I'm about smoke. You got smoke? All right, you go get this head.
My turn, let's go.
This man don't let nobody power up. Oh, you a Titan shifter? Oh, you get cracked before you can transform. Stop.
Hey, look, so let's just get into this. Let's just talk before I have talk about the season, which was amazing. Look, let me tell y'all. I'm sitting there just like Gabby had pointed out. Like in the beginning, I'm trying to figure out what's going on with this season. Like, okay, is this a flashback? No, this is real time. This is real weird. Why are we spending all this time getting to know these people? I don't like Reinhardt. We don't like him. He's the enemy. Like, why are we sitting here focusing on him? But then the little injured guy shows up with talking to Falco, and I'm like, I already knew it.
I saw that. I was like,
I know who that is,
sir. I was like, sir, what are you doing? Because I know who you are.
No, I know exactly what
this is not your island. Get back.
No, I knew exactly what he was doing. And that scene when Reinhardt walks in that room and he sees Eren sitting there. Do you understand the goosebumps right now on me? Yeah. Like I sat up on my couch, God,
went into that man's face.
Eren about to kill everybody in here. And that was such a great scene.
I just want to talk. Hand cut, like
that was such a great scene. Like
time for talking is done.
You have that royal up there giving his play and the presentation and do everything. Yet this conversation is happening under them right now. And I'm like, oh, this is about to go bad for everybody out here. And it did not disappoint. Like
it didn't.
I mean, sad, but women, children, soldiers.
He didn't care. Everyone
massacred.
Collateral damage.
Even the scouts were like, dog, is this really how you want to handle it? Like, these are civilians. Like, you got us out here killing for you now. Like, come on now. This is.
I will tell you, as much as it's messed up.
I don't like Psycho Mini Me. I don't like her.
Hey, I'm cool with other than the one part. I'm cool with
her. I was laughing when I thought of her name was Gabby.
She goes back and forth with me, but I
All
don't
Yeah.
Sasha wanted was her meat and potatoes, dog. That's all Sasha wanted.
Sasha.
That
And she
hurt my
killed her.
heart.
And look, that
Sasha was my girl.
I knew in that moment though it was either going to be Sasha or what's her name,
Connie.
No, it wasn't gonna be, I didn't know it was
Connie.
gonna be no.
Connie.
Connie.
He just can't put his arms around like I love you guys. Yeah, I'm like,
Oh, that'd have been so messed up. After the nice little hug and he was a pout. Oh, that would have been.
yeah.
That would have been so messed up.
Speaking of Gabby, my favorite scene probably of this whole season is when Gabby and Falco are hanging with the little girl that Sasha saved.
Mm-hmm.
And they're in that house and they're having that conversation and Gabby is completely flipping out like, y'all the devil, y'all are evil, all this kind of stuff, we hate y'all, yada yada. And the little girl is like, yeah, but what did my mother do to y'all? You say, what? Y'all evil, we hate y'all, yada yada. She's like, yeah, but what did my mother
do to y'all?
Like, you're talking about stuff that happened centuries, thousands of years ago. We're just here. My mother didn't hurt nobody. She was just a farmer, a hunter, whatever. Like, why did she have to die? And she had no answer for that. You know what I mean? Because that was one thing I was yelling at the screen about the whole time. Like, why are y'all so hell bent on we got to go over there and get this power back? Like, that was so long ago. They're not bothering y'all. They're not even. They have nothing to do with y'all. They're completely cut off. Yet you all send these warriors over there to take back some ancient power. They go over there and kill people by the thousands. And now you're shocked when they come knocking on your door and start doing the same thing? Like, come on now. And I honestly think Reinhardt and them didn't tell them everything they did when they came back. Or else
They
they might
definitely didn't
Of
tell them
course.
everything.
Reiner's suffering from PTSD.
No, my man Reiner is.
This man disassociates daily.
Yeah, like as much as he went there
This man just wants to die in peace.
Yeah, he went there for a mission. You know, he truly made friends. Like I think he had that relationship and that those bonds were real to a certain degree. You know, I thought it was. It's gonna sound a little crazy. I thought it was beautiful the way that they did the beginning of the season. Like season 4 pretty much began the same way the season 1 was, just in the complete opposite. Just, you know, I'm in your house now and I'm here to knock down this door. And that whole thing went already, but I just thought it was beautiful the way it was done. It a little effed up, but
see, Perp says watching the season, you can really see the parallels between the story and real life, minus the fact that nobody can really turn into Titans.
That's true. That's true.
Nazis OP.
Yeah. It was sad seeing like they got people in like concentration camps pretty much and stuff like that. Like, really? That's how you're treating these people. But you still want them to turn into these Titans and fight for you. Like, it's just really like,
hey man, reverse psychology 101.
Make
them want to be a part of your society. Give them perks but still make them feel like crap.
Another scene that I did love that I thought was real great and point that they showed was the scene when Eren back from season 1 was trying to plug the hole. But you see their conversation they were having on the field and how she got and how what's her name? The girl I can't think of her name right now. Annie. How she got dudes like gear and all that type of stuff and how they had to kill him on the field and everything. Like
she was freaking out.
Oh, she was losing it.
She shows a lot of emotion and I've loved to see that.
Yeah. All right, so going forward, they have announced at the end, right before the last episode pretty much aired, that we're getting part 2 coming winter of 2020.
Stop it, Perp. Stop it, Perp.
Pretty much, yeah. How y'all feeling about the announcement? Do y'all think this was planned from the beginning, or
I think it was 100% planned from the beginning?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was on because when they said it was only 16 episodes or whatever it was for the thing, I was like, something seriously is messed up here. Like I said from the beginning, I was like, it's either they're planning to do the other half in a movie, or it was going to be a part 2. I kind of figured a part 2 just because now how they release Blu-rays, it's like you get season 1, part 1, part 2, part 3. Like that's just the trend of how anime releases are now. So
yeah.
No, I think I agree, Perp. I think that was the best and worst news all year because your hope, like, it's like you hope, oh, this is the end, it's finally over. But like you said, jokes like it's got to be more meat than this. Like you really can't just kind of put it all to an end right here. So either way, it broke social media.
Oh, it broke.
It did. You know, the announcement did what it was supposed to.
It did what it went to do.
People was on fire. Because
Exactly.
I guess a lot of people couldn't. So when they said it was winter 2022, you know, a lot of people don't know in like anime talk when they say winter, they're talking like January, February, March. But a lot of people they don't know that, or it's like, what do you mean? I'm gonna have to wait until like December to watch this next year.
Like,
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong.
You
Beginning of next year is a little
maybe.
far off, but oh man,
No, but that was that was an amazing ride. And I know all of us are clamoring for when the next season finally starts. I don't think they've announced how many episodes it's going to be. Hopefully, I'm hoping it's at least the same amount.
I imagine it probably.
I would assume.
I feel like maybe they'll try to stretch a couple of the episodes. Just from certain things like I know in the manga, I feel like there's certain things that they could do a little extra with to kind of like put the whole bow on how everything is going to go. So I would like to see like 20 to 30, I think is like my gold spot for this. If not at least the same amount, but 20 to 30 is like my gold spot.
Yeah, as long as I don't see less, I think I would be happy.
Oh, if they announce
Less
this,
would not be good.
Yeah.
Unless it's less episodes, but each episode's like an hour long. If they do something like that,
No, they're not going to do that.
I can live with it.
Give us that Attack on Titan
We can
cut.
hope.
But I know they won't do that.
You're going to get your 23-minute episode every week and be clamoring for the next week. That's what they're going to do.
1 hour of Attack on Titan straight.
You're right.
Like,
Or maybe the season finale. Just go ahead and bubble up 2 episodes, throw them together, and just make it one nice little package.
I can do that.
Yeah.
I can do that. All right, so let's move on from Attack on Titan and let's get into the controversy that is the Promised Neverland season 2.
You guys can have that one.
Oh no.
You guys can have that one.
So
I don't want to talk about this.
So when this started, Gabby reached out in the group, was like, you know what? I want to talk about these people. So we put a thing together, and me and her were watching it, having some conversations, and something just felt odd to me from the beginning. I couldn't put my finger on it at the time. Like, something just seems off. I even went back and watched the first couple episodes, like, at least twice. Like something's just missing here. It didn't feel right. And then it was when they left the shelter, and I told Gabby, I was like, yeah, that didn't seem like it was going to last long. And she pointed out to me like, nah, that's kind of like an arc in the books. They just glanced over. I'm like, really? Okay, so now it's all making sense. They're just kind of just rushing through stuff here and not really taking time to explain. I'm not missing something. They're just not telling the story properly. And I'm gonna speak for myself on this as far as the season, but in my opinion, this is a travesty against the anime community. It is a travesty against the House of Shonen Jump. It is an insult to anime fans everywhere. And if this is how they were going to treat it, they should have not have done it in the first place. That is how I feel. It is literally that bad. And I don't even read the manga, but I can tell from somebody who doesn't read it just from watching it how bad it was. No. It gets worse, jokes, as it goes on.
Absolutely terrible.
Like everything you love and that's displayed in what made season 1 so great is almost thrown out the window completely in season 2. Like we love seeing
jokes. It's more like it's like a meme. It's like you had me in the first half, and then it's like
I posted. I posted the meme in the group because the thing was, I was like, is this true? Because you know what happened? I started watching season 1. I stopped because I was like, I'm not going down this rabbit hole. When I heard season 2, or the manga is great, I was like, this will be the thing I will go and I will read the manga for, because I'm not trying to have an arc missing.
I mean, Mark,
it's not just one arc. They skipped 3.
So it's not me. Y'all feel the same way that I do.
Oh, what
I've been watching this.
I binge watched all of season 1, like when it came out, and I was like, okay, this is pretty all right. They announced the second season. I was like, okay, let me go read the manga in the meantime to at least fill that void. Season 2 comes out, and I'm just like, my God, what just happened here? We just went left instead of making a right at Albuquerque. What just happened? Yeah. And I was like, all right, I'm done. I'm not watching this.
Yeah, this was handled so poorly. It was ridiculous. Like one of the things we love about the show and probably the manga is how smart the kids are and seeing how they're going to adapt and get through these situations and how they're going to survive and everything. They showed hardly any of that in season 2. Like, they got this big plan to do everything. They got balloons now. I'm like, hold on, where did these balloons come? Like, how did y'all put all this together out here in the wilderness? Y'all didn't explain none of that. Y'all barely spend the pen that they're using to maneuver around everything. Like, I'm just travesty on all fronts, and they should somebody should be fired.
Has anyone have they talked about it? Have they made a reference to anything to the way season 2 is going? Like, is there a reason? Like, I don't know. They just not want to animate it, so they just shorthanded it or something.
I don't think anybody's came out officially and said something. There's just tons of a lot of speculation as to why, like, some people. There's really no reason for this. Whether how people felt about the manga in its later chapters and stuff like that, maybe not as hitting as hard as some of the earlier chapters, but still, that doesn't make sense for the treatment of season 2. I feel like either don't do it at all, or at least do the arc and do it well. That way, people are still screaming for more of it for years and years to come, like we do with anime. Like, just one of those. Don't treat it like this. Like, this went from a show that I would recommend to people off of season 1 that I will never recommend this to anybody ever again.
Yeah, there's no point going through that season 2.
Yeah, I will never recommend the anime.
No, there's no point of getting that high of season 1 to that severe low of season 2. Like, it's just not worth it.
That's why I put that full break on. Like,
man,
break,
it's such a drastic change in like a short amount of time. It's like putting your foot on the gas and then immediately just stopping on the brakes. What did Perp say?
That's exactly.
Perp said I try to give it the benefit of the doubt because I never read the manga, so I was like, they're probably going to do a complete different direction, but should have known better. Yeah, they did a direction right off the cliff.
The thing is, they didn't even go in a completely different direction. The ending and some of the points are like still in line with how the manga does. They just skip over all of the potatoes and the meat, and the bare bones are barely there.
Yeah, didn't they cram like 100 and some odd episodes into like 20 seconds or something?
So like the first few episodes when they're like running through the woods and they get to the shelter, that's all kind of in line. And all of a sudden, after that episode, all the way to the end, we skip 3 arcs. We mash a lot of the main points into like a 3 or 5 minute flashback scene. And then the correct ending doesn't even happen. Why is there a dragon? No one knows why there's a dragon unless you've read the manga.
I don't know.
Dragon's supposed to be the awesome thing. It's supposed to be awesome with dragons, but when you got to question the whole, like, why is there a dragon? What?
All of a sudden, they cut to a scene, and she's, like, standing there with the dragon and the one, and I'm like, no one knows what this is. Except for manga readers. Everyone else is confused.
No, I just was watching that ending, like, y'all are just going to speed through the entire run in, like, seconds here, really? Now they're grown up, and it goes off, and they're back home. Like, what? Trash, garbage, don't watch it, period, point blank, just stay away from it and
read it. That's what it sounds like.
Read the manga.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do.
Pretty much. I think that's the best way to put it. So let's move off of this travesty and let's move on to Jujutsu Kaisen, which is obviously, I think, Rookie of the Year. Crunchyroll, on the Crunchyroll Awards that just happened a little while ago, it was Anime of the Year. I think the manga has like jumped up like 450%, something stupid like that, since the debut of the show. Yeah, like it's crazy. So season 1, it's over. It's closed out now. How do we feel about it? Jokes.
Hey, good start. Good start. Like this is what you do. You do the good start, and the hope is
you gotta catch up.
Go to the next season.
Yes,
you continue to fire like that. Like I'm on board. You got me on board with watching it. Just keep it good. Keep it going through. It's Mappa, so
it is another one by Mappa.
It's also Mappa, so I have faith that this is going to continue to be the fire that it is. Keep me where I'm not going to the manga, and I'm just watching. Like that's what I've done with a few things. But if you give me like a whole year break, I'm gonna go because I need to know. I can't wait. I'm impatient. I need it.
Speaking of Mappa, real quick, I saw in the chat earlier, somebody asked if any of us saw the Yusuke trailer yet. I know Mappa is doing that, and that looks amazing.
Yeah, that doesn't. I haven't watched it, but I saw like the first like 8 seconds,
either.
And I was like,
It comes out April 29th, but I have the trailer is in the chat. It looks it looks clean. It looks really good.
Nappa's on fire.
I hope.
Yeah. So Gabby, what do you feel about season 1?
I adore it, from the art style to the way the characters are progressing. I think they're off to a fantastic start, especially with that opening. I heard the opening before I even saw the anime, and I'm like, oh, where's this banger from? And then I went and looked, and I'm like, oh god, yes, I'm hooked. Hello. So I'm on board with everything. I probably won't read the manga anytime soon, just because I'm caught up with I need to catch up with a few other things.
Right.
So hopefully they don't take too long to get the second season out. But I'm sad it's over. I love it.
Okay.
So
what about you, Marcus? Where you standing right now?
Hey, I'm all about that smoke. So give it like start, middle, and finish. I'm all in. All my tips on the table. Give me that second season. Do it well. Do it right. Take your time with it. Give us the same transition that you've given us in the first season, and you can make a lot of money off of it.
Yeah. I didn't know how I was going to feel about this going into it, because I try not to let the hype get a hold of me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
that's a big thing.
Let me sit back, watch it, and I can honestly say by the time it was all over, I am so full steam ahead with this. It's ridiculous. Yes, the intro and outro are bangers on the first half and second half. I do love the visuals on them. I like the way you were talking about the art style, Gabby. I love the art style when they're using their cursed abilities, how it's all sketched kind of looking. I think that looks really, really dope.
It's very unique.
Yeah, I really, really like that. The action is clean. Like the beginning of episode 2, when my man Gojo was like, yeah, just bring him out for 10 seconds and, put him back real quick. And, like, okay, just that little quick interaction. I'm like, okay, yeah, this thing's going to be smoked with the action. I already saw glimpses of it in the first episode, but no, this is going to be dope. So let's get into the first season a little bit. Characters, who's standing out to you? Who are you messing with as far as character-wise?
Oh, you said it. Gojo.
I think it's fair to say the world loves Gojo. Right?
They spent the entire budget on that man's eyes.
I was gonna say he's got the Kakashi vibe. You take like who else you want to throw in there? He's got a couple vibes of some different characters, but he's got his own. He's got his own little swag to it. I love he has like the cocky mentality because he knows he's strong, but he knows when he needs to be serious.
Hey.
But
cocky. My man was straight up. You think you can beat him? Yeah, I can beat him. If he had all his fingers, I could beat him.
Hey, no respect for the elders. No respect
I'm the strongest. I'm the strongest. I'm the strongest jujutsu sorcerer. So yes, I can beat him.
When you put up a
Everyone's
barrier,
scared of him, so it's well put.
Yeah, when you put up a barrier just to keep that dude out, nobody else.
Just him.
That he still eventually gets through.
Yeah.
Like he's a threat. He's a threat. What about you, Marcus? You have a standout character that you like?
I don't want to say.
Look, it's no wrong answer. Just who you like.
I'm gonna go Yuji. I'm gonna go Yuji. Yuji's the GOAT right now for me. So I'm gonna go him.
Yeah, his progression is kind of sick. His progression is kind of dope. How he's coming along. I can get behind that. What about you, Gabby? Who are you getting behind?
I like Fushiguro. His hair makes me laugh just because it's so unnaturally spiky. Curves, but like hair. And I also like his summons. I really like all the different summons he's got. So he's also the one in the group that just puts up with all the energy. So that's always hilarious to see in a group dynamic for anime.
I do love their camaraderie that they're growing into. For me, I can say I so love the women in this show, and just as a whole, like
badass.
Like they're
crazy. I love
even though the guys are intense too, there's something with these women in this show that like I would not want to stand across from none of these chicks. Like they are downright terrifying when it comes to combat. So that leads me to, I'm really at a crossroads here between who I like more, between Maki and Nobara. I'm really at a crossroad. Once I saw Nobara and her look, we've seen the guy with the demon inside of him, and he's got to work things out with him to get that power. Seen that before. I want to see how it's done here. I'm liking it. We've seen people summoned to fight people before. Like, it's not necessarily new. I like seeing it done in this way, in this fashion. But when I see her pull out a hammer and nails, I set up edge of my shit like, okay, what we going to do with this?
We reckon.
This is new.
Yeah, where we going with this one? And then just seeing how she used it and her intensity, I'm like, oh, I'm so for it. But I'm Maki with these cursed objects. Oh my gosh. You talking about somebody who is fierce? And has no cursed powers. Like, she has to use glasses to see cursed things. Like, she's out there all just pure, just rage, strength, and determination. And she is making everybody look bad out there. Like, she is great. Any moments from this season, besides stuff we already mentioned, like, stood out for y'all?
I'm definitely
Black Flash.
Which one? Oh, Black Flash. Okay.
Flash is good.
Definitely would you say, like, her with the hammers, like when she's fighting, like they're doing a little tournament thing, and she was like, I don't want to kill you, so let me pull out this
the
inflatable squeaky hammer type thing. I was like, yo, you already showing how strong you is right now. When you reckon someone with a rubber hammer out here, and that thing hurt
on Amy. She
and
went
it
full
hurt.
on Amy.
Like, I see, what's funny is between our three main characters, I see the similar correlation like to Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura, but all three of them are badass.
Facts.
Like, all three of them are badass.
No one is useless.
And
no one is useless.
Not at all.
Stop that. Sakura's not useless.
Look, I won't say she's completely useless.
Slander her. Okay.
I won't say she's completely useless. At times, she's completely useless. But
yes, back in the day, yes, but
yeah,
but a healer.
I have that direct correlation with the three of them, and I know eventually, they're going to become, that super tight knit with each other. I just hope they leave like the weird love triangle type thing out of them, and just let the three of them just be these three badass friends, classmates, or whatnot ever. Like, I feel like that would ruin that chemistry if they try to throw that in there.
I think they started to show some of that in that last battle of the season. I think they started to show that camaraderie between them really.
Yeah.
That last battle is probably one of my favorite moments for Nobara when she starts the hammer in her arm with the nails, and Hermione just going back to back and this crazy. I got goosebumps. That was probably one of my.
They're sitting right here now just thinking about that scene like, oh, she is a gangster. Oh, my gosh.
She's got those. Hi, Nadia.
I think, what did my man Tudu call it? Boogie Woogie? Or something like that. When he started to hit them claps. Oh, my gosh. That fight scene was so dope. How he was freaking the clap and just throwing the special curse just off with the fight. That was so fire. And it's such a light move. I get why he don't necessarily use it because he doesn't have somebody that can piggyback with him on it to really get busy with that ability. But look, seeing him and Itadori do that was stellar nonetheless. So I think we can all agree that we're clamoring for more, and it was a phenomenal first showing for it. I think they're definitely in the next generation of big three to come. I think they have a good shot at being one of those. I think so. Now we also did get an announcement of a movie.
Yep.
Movies.
Yeah, Volume 0. They've announced that it's going to be a movie that they're going to adapt. It's supposed to focus around Yuta, who they showed briefly in the show that what's in Gordo whatever said like he could be on comparison with him in the future. So the movie's supposed to be focused around him, and you get to see more of Panda and Gojo in it.
Give me more Panda.
Oh, give me more Panda.
Panda's awesome.
Let me tell you how.
Panda
is one of those. Before I even I knew they won the Crunchyroll Awards or whatever. A friend of mine's at work started showing me the opening. Music was banging. That he had to show me that. But then I saw Panda running. And I was like, hold up. I was like, I need you to stop that. I need you to tell me right now, why is there a panda running across these rooftops right now? I was like, I'm sold. Let's watch this.
Hey, look. When Panda showed up, I'm sitting there like, okay, y'all really have to explain this to me, but it's anime, so I'm gonna let it rock.
I don't need an explanation.
No, like just that. Like, I'm not against it at all. I just Make it make sense to me. That's all I ask. I don't care what the explanation is. It's anime. Everything works. People get hit with toy hammers in it. Like, it's whatever. Just give me the explanation. So I'm happy that they did give us that explanation in this season. I'm really happy about that. So, and know that if anybody's wondering, they have not announced season 2 just yet. They keep saying, we're still figuring things out. No, you're not. Y'all know season 2 is coming.
Season 2, it's just a matter of timing.
It's right. Let's keep the focus on the movie right now. Like let's get that out of the way. Then we'll drop our season 2.
You know what that is? That's Mappa saying, "Hold your brakes. Give us a damn moment. Like, we doing all this stuff out here. We gotta chill just for a little bit. We'll get there. But let's chill for a little bit."
You got a point because they're doing the movie too.
They're doing everything.
They really are doing everything, honestly. And they're doing good though.
Yes,
when you put out stellar product like they have been doing, like
everybody gonna come to you.
Yeah,
you producing this? What you mean we producing this? We doing 3 other projects right now, y'all. Y'all are doing this. Nobody else is doing this.
And also, what's good to note with Mappa, it's completely. I'm seeing different art styles. Like if you look at Attack on Titan season 4 versus this, it's completely different art styles, but they're done so well and it's so fluid with its animation and everything. Like it's amazing. It's great.
Fantastic video.
Yes, so let's move on to our final topic of the evening, which is My Hero Academia, the season 5 premiere. Class A1 is back. I am so excited. I know me and Jokes are huge fans of this show. I'm pretty sure you two are huge fans of the show as well. So out the gate, how are we feeling about the premiere?
Good start. Nothing too over the top just yet. Just easing on in. It was like, look, characters are back. I like how they kind of did like intros for everybody again, even though most people by now, if you've watched the show, you know who everybody is. But reintroducing the characters, here's their special ability. This is what they can do. I thought that was cool, just for not trying to overdo it and everything for it. But season 5's a go. I say no more.
What about you, Gabby?
Yeah, I love the little intros they do for each character, even mid seasons for like all the seasons. They still do little intros. But as someone who is caught up with the manga, I am very excited for where they are going to go. I love this so much.
I haven't read it, but I
can't wait. I can't wait.
I have predictions of what's going on, and I haven't even.
We'll get those. We'll get to that in a second, Jokes. Marcus, what about you? How you feeling about the premiere so far?
Solid reintroduction of the characters. Just rehashing everything that they went through and what their powers and quirks were. So, just a solid beginning. Get your foot wet type of thing. So, I'm all in. Let's keep it going.
Look, I honestly agree with all you. I feel the same way about the intro. One thing I noticed, though, when they were doing those introductions, and please let me know if I'm wrong, when they got to Bakugo, his name said Undecided. Has it always said that, or is it just now that they put Undecided up there?
I don't think they've said I don't think they've given actually their hero names in their descriptions before. I think this is one of the first time they've started doing that. Okay. But his has always been Undecided ever since he with the long explosion murder came thing. So this is new information they've added into the introductions.
Okay, I bring that up because it just plays into a prediction of mine going into the season, and that is, I think the fact that Bakugo is in on the secret now, him and Deku are proper rivals. It's not just beef. I think, and I would love to see this season from him, is to him get his hero moments. Like him having to put it all on the line, fight a villain of some sort, protect somebody, something in that vein where he has to literally put everything out there to beat somebody. I think he deserves that moment to stand in the light and be that person. And I think it's that time for it. And I really, really want to see that for him this season. What about you, Jokes? Because you said you're not caught up like Gabby is.
I'm not caught up. It's just like what I want to talk is kind of like closer to the end of the show when we see Dabi show up, and it's like I'm like hold the script here. I'm like, we see that meeting between him and what's my man's name?
Ox.
Thank you. Like I always went, man, you's a good guy. You ain't doing this. You're just having this conversation, but I feel like he has a deeper relationship with Endeavor, and I don't know which way. Yeah, okay. I think there's a deeper relationship. And I think they're having that conversation, like something they're trying to keep hidden from Endeavor. I mean, I can't put my finger on quite what it is just yet, but there's something there. There's something there.
And I also think, looking at this episode, when Midoriya asks Todoroki, like, "Hey, you know, how's your pops doing?" He stutters for a second, like, "I mean, yeah, he's good." I think he's lying, honestly.
I do think there's a part.
Yeah, I think he's not telling him everything, because when you go look at that finale from the last season and how they just started to show off, just reminding you of it, like Endeavor, man. When I say put your heart and soul and body into something, into defeating this one Nobu that shows up, I'm honestly terrified of the heroes going forward in this show from a story standpoint. I'm looking forward to it, but I'm terrified for him because Endeavor had to fight this Nobu by himself. I mean, Hawks backed him up. He really couldn't beat him by himself. And look at how he ended up at the end of it. And we know that the League of Villains are kind of mass producing these things.
Mm-hmm.
If more than one of those show up right now, who's going to stop them?
Oh, that's a problem.
Yeah.
That's a grade
That's an
issue
Yes.
right there.
Yeah, if two of them show up, there's nobody that we've seen yet in the show that can possibly stop him. All Might's gone. They don't have All Might no more. Like, he can't do his thing. The kids aren't.
Hey, my man Deku going to come up with a mysterious power up and be like, "Don't worry, I got this."
Yeah, he gonna
break his bones. He'll go 100%.
His whole body trying to do it too. You know that.
He'll do it.
Poor boy.
Unlimited, all for one. Let's go. Do it again.
Are you caught up on the manga, Marcus?
I am not.
Okay,
and
so
this is like the one that I should get caught up, but it's like I don't want to.
That's how
it's kind of like I just want to see it, and I don't want to have to read it, because if I read it, I'm gonna be like, "Oh, they could have did this a little bit better," sort of a thing. So I'm kind of just like telling myself, just give it time. So
got you. Now we can tell from the intro that class was it 1B is going to be
1B.
involved in some capacity. I'm not sure yet, but it seems to be alluding at class A versus class B in some way, shape, or form. So I'm not gonna lie, like I'm class A, 1A, all day, but I do want to see them class B get busy. And one thing I loved about the first episode that it highlighted really well and showed was how the class knows how to work as a team. Now,
no doubt.
Everybody knows their roles. They know their
They're very
position.
efficient.
Yes, like they've come up with that. So I'm looking forward to see how that aspect translate when they seemingly have to go up against Class B and see how their coordination works against theirs. But overall, I think we're all excited. We're all looking forward to what's going to come with this. And I'm pretty sure it's going to take over, the zeitgeist every episode that drops. Like,
oh, yeah.
That My Hero Academia season does every time it drops.
Yeah.
But yeah, before we get out of there, is there anything else from this winter season that we haven't talked about that people should go and check out? Any recommendations for anybody?
Oh. I think
One thing I did start watching, Skate the Infinite, if I remember, if that's what it is. It's essentially a skateboarding anime. So
I know what you're talking about.
I've heard of that one.
So that when I first saw that, I mean, at this time, anime, you make anything and you make it work.
Facts.
But just watching the first few episodes, it's clean. Now, granted, it's not no superhero, awesome, strong people in here. Like, this is a more grounded type of show. This is like a more like a real life scenario. But seeing the effects on how when someone is skateboarding and you throw in anime effects to it, it just makes it so clean. Typical, like, I'll give the kind of brief synopsis. Main character and another character come along. One of them is a skateboarder. He's been doing it his whole life. This other dude's not a skateboarder, so he kind of brings him under his wing. He tries to teach him how to skateboard, but he's not that great. But eventually, we learned that he was actually a professional snowboarder, and then he ends up applying his snowboarding techniques to his skateboarding techniques. He tapes
So
it-
anime.
he tapes
But
himself to the
that
snake.
actually happens in real life, Sin.
Yes,
I can believe it, but it's just such an anime way
it's
of
an,
thinking.
it's an anime thing. But he tapes himself to the skateboard. So because of that, he can't do like kick flips. He can't do any type of tricks like that. But let me tell you how his pinpoint accuracy when it comes time for like making turns, grinding, doing all these type of things, that is professional level. That's just the beginning, like the first episode, but clean.
Okay.
Clean.
I see Zachary in the comments saying Cells at Work Part 2. I still gotta watch Part 1.
As a slime.
I need to watch more of that series.
That is a great series. I've not seen season 2 yet, but season 1 is really, really good, Gabby.
I remember that.
Dude is one of the most OP main characters ever created. Yes. It's
wow.
It's ridiculous how he is just a slime, but when you understand what the slime is and like how he can use it, oh my good Lord. He is OP as all living hell. And it's great. It's great.
So What I'm a Spider is also a good one. I would recommend that to anybody.
Okay.
What's that?
I've heard mixed things about it, but okay.
The music alone on the outro, it gets you hyped. So
if your music sells me in an anime, I'm in there. Like if the opening theme is a banger, I'm staying.
Is it on par with JoJo's outros?
Dog, JoJo.
Nobody beats JoJo's outros. I'm sorry.
Dog.
I wouldn't go that far, but
okay.
I really enjoy the intro and outro. So that's what got me in was the intro and outro, and then from there the story. It pretty much dives in, but it doesn't go like the pedal to the metal kind. Just like transitions into a coast, and then it puts on the gas a little bit.
Gotcha.
But then it kind of coasts, and then puts on the gas more. It's kind of like gloaming up a mountain type of thing. It's like you're slowly climbing up to get to the peak, and then like just when you see the peak, it's just like you still got more to go. So it just leaves you always interested and invested and wanting to know what is happening into the story. So I would recommend it.
Okay. I think for me, what I'm looking forward to watching from this season, I haven't had a chance yet, is Redo of a Healer. I know nothing. I know nothing about the show, but I've been seeing so much about this show.
Redo of a Healer. The homie is a savage. Homie is a savage.
It's a lot of there's controversy. There's controversy around the show because I do know it gets pretty rapey at times.
Yes,
I do know that. But outside of that,
I haven't heard of it.
But outside of that, I've heard that it's kind of amazing. And like I said, I know nothing about this, but I told myself that's the first one from the season I'm diving to once we finish wrapping up everything here and I've caught up on everything else. So that is by far the next thing on my list that I cannot wait to get into and just, see if it's worth the hype and all the controversy and if it's all crazy like people have been saying about it. And according to Marcus' reaction, he says it is.
Bro, when I tell you that main character is about the smoke, he is about the smoke. From beginning when he's first introduced to where he currently is, he's all about smoke. Nothing changes. Think of Aaron just like cranked up to like 100.
Wait. Aaron ain't at 100.
But Aaron's crazy right now.
I mean, Aaron is on a whole.
I'm telling you, if you watch it, this man's mentality is like beyond what we have seen in a typical anime fashion. Like that man, when he said, I'm going to get this done, he gets it done every single episode. Whatever he says he's going to do, he does it.
We do have to remember that this is Marcus, and he does recommend these trash animes.
Video game developed by Pocket Gems.
Look, just because you don't understand esports culture in China does not mean it's bad.
No, that's not the problem I had with that show. That is not the problem I had with it.
It was just straight garbage. That's what it was.
It was not straight garbage.
All right, the production value on season 1 is bad. Let's call it what it is. Just straight up. I don't know if they just had $10 to do it with or whatever. It's just bad.
$10.
Right, but when you're doing a show, we're talking about the King's Avatar, by the way. When you're doing a show that is based around a video game, right? I play video games I've grown up on that. That is what I do. We're loading snacks here, right? So when you have to give up your avatar, okay, you're getting kicked off the team, you're retiring, you have to give up your avatar, your account, and you go start another account that you start a character from the beginning, right? And the second you log in, you grab the most powerful weapon in the game, and you're beating like Raid Ball.
Okay.
No.
The whole premise of the show is that the weapon is basically called the King's Avatar. The character is not called the King's Avatar.
Yeah, that doesn't come off like that. I'm telling you right
So
now.
essentially, you're saying it's a god level weapon that you shouldn't get as a low level character.
No. It's not really a god. Like the way he uses it is broken because it was designed for him. It's like it's all in the story of the anime. And in the manga,
they don't explain nothing. As soon as he
basically, so the umbrella, simple. The umbrella is a weapon that can go across. There's like 24 classes of like characters, and it can access low level abilities from all of those characters, and it seems and they can transition in between each of those skills.
Marcus, how you start a brand new character and you get your hands on this damn weapon?
Because it was left for him in the village. What are you talking about?
Nah, he just pre-ordered the game. He got a little code. He just unlocked it. That's what it sounds like.
It's from the
Pre-ordered the highest version of the game. Two of these
account.
the game.
It was literally put in like if you watched all the way, you literally see.
Oh, I did watch all the
dude's friend, the dude's best friend, put it in there for him. Literally. The joint was maxed out. He unmaxed it out, put the joint at level 1 back into the.
This dude's stats is 0. He
this
just
ultimate weapon is at level 1 and it's still beating everyone.
He's doing at this point in the show is all I'm saying, and it does not make sense to me. I play games. That's all I'm saying. I can't wrap my head around that. I just can't.
This is coming from people that would play Resident Evil, get a rocket launcher, go back into like the very beginning and just run through with a rocket launcher, just instantly one-shotting everything.
What's wrong with that?
That sounds fun though.
That's what it was.
Okay, that is exactly what he did. He literally, best friend, made the weapon, put it in the joint. All right, here's the weapon for you to use so you can actually play with the character you wanted to play with in the very beginning.
No.
If that's what it is, starting out with Mewtwo when you begin a Pokemon journey.
Hey,
what's this Pokemon that you have?
Scan
the Pokédex. This Pokemon is not in the Pokédex. Okay, you cheating because he's not in the Pokédex. Who is this? Like, don't worry about that. Mewtwo, you psychic. Match over.
Look, regardless, it is not good.
It is good. You just. It's good.
I'll give it a couple. I'll give it a couple episodes in. We'll see.
We see.
Look, production value, like I said, it gets way. It does. Production value does get a lot better in season 2. I did watch both seasons, and if it does come back for a third,
don't watch it on Netflix. Don't watch it on Netflix.
Why is it bad there too?
It's live action on Netflix.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they have a live action version.
They have a
There's
live
action version. Yeah, they have a live action version on Netflix.
That's the version I actually do want to see if all the issues I had with it are
translated.
Or more so fixed through the live action.
Now here's the question: it's live action, so are we talking like this was done in Japan live action, or we talking about someone over here in the West has adapted this to a live action?
Someone in the West adapted it into a live action, but it's still set in like China. Like it's still Chinese. It's still like.
Are we talking about like pre-Sonic or like the Sonic that actually got released?
Sonic that has gotten released.
And this is not a Japanese anime. This is
it's not a Japanese.
It's a Chinese.
It's a Chinese anime.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the style, the manners, everything is
a little different.
Yeah,
I can dig that.
Okay.
I can dig that. I just get scared about
That's
live action things.
Yeah. That word's
it's kind of like how Netflix brought in Prince of Tennis live action, and they just made it like Korean or something, and not like keep the Japanese lingo or whatever, but like all the characters are still the characters, but their names are different.
Oh, like
sort of thing.
Last Airbender.
Yeah. But the live action pretty much keeps their name, all their names, their same names. So all from the beginning to the end of where it left at is pretty much the same as in the anime. But I think each episode is like an hour or 45 minutes. So you should get a pretty good overall feel of what's going on. There's subtle changes, like in the anime, the main character is a chain smoker versus you're not gonna have a chain smoker on Netflix because kids will watch it or whatever. So
Boo, it can go away then. Nah, because that's how they dog Sanji when One Piece first came out in America. No, I don't stand for that.
Oh God!
Sanji
Don't
don't got a
remind me.
lollipop.
Don't remind me
Yeah.
of
No.
that 4 Kids adaptation for One
Nah.
Piece.
We're not getting into that. Nah, we're not gonna get into the horror.
Garbage.
I mean, but if you never knew he was a chain smoker, it wouldn't matter. But it's just like that Sanji is a chain smoker.
It was
The
weird.
lollipop looks so fake.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, that's
weird.
the thing.
It's the
Like,
same
I
thing.
just knew.
Yeah, it's the same thing they did in Yu-Gi-Oh! When the dudes had the guns and they tried to edit out the guns and they're just trying to point and their fingers just look weird. Like it doesn't work. Like no.
Look. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. First off, I want to thank from the bottom of my heart Marcus and Gabby for joining us here from the chat group to have this discussion. I'm pretty sure this is not going to be the last time that we do something like this. We just gotta figure out how we want to format it, how to produce it going forward. Because anime is a different beast. Like I know wrestling chat jokes, y'all have events every month. It's easy to kind of structure around that, but anime is 24/7, 365 days a year. Like it's
Every episode's an event. I don't know what you're talking about. 'Cause things go down. Every episode's an event.
No, he's not wrong.
Hey, look, you're not lying. You're not lying at all. So if you have the link tree there, can you throw that up in the chat for people jokes so that people can go and they can follow Loading Snacks everywhere? And you can also, the link for the anime chat group is in there. You can click on it. All 4 of us are admins, so one of us will let you in as long as you're an actual real person.
Maybe.
We do check those things to make sure.
Maybe.
It's a very great community that we're building here. One thing I can say about it that's great that I don't see in too many other anime groups that I'm in. We have our fingers on the pulse of what's coming down the pipeline that you should kind of keep your eye on. What's looking to be big. I know Gabby is really into mangas, so she has her pulse on that. So we have a nice little group here that keep an eye on that kind of stuff, and we have fun in the chat. And if you recommend me something to watch, I will watch it. And I will let everybody know I am watching it. And then if it is bad, I will come back and let you and the whole world know that it is bad. Absolutely.
Everyone else will know.
Yes, I've done it with a few people in the group. Marcus still needs to redeem himself. He's got to recommend one to me that I haven't seen yet, so he can
watch the spider. Watch the spider.
So that's
it is cute. It does look cute.
I'm telling you, watch that joint. You're going to enjoy it. You're going to enjoy it.
Is that your official recommendation, sir?
Official recommendation.
Okay.
So I'm a spider.
You said it.
So I'm a spider.
Everybody heard it. You're alive, everyone.
If you like Sword Art Online, you like Isekai, you like characters like leveling up and becoming OP, watch it.
Okay.
I like
good. Sword Art.
Okay.
I like Sword Art. Don't you disappoint me?
I love Sword Art. I love
some Sword Art.
So, okay. That's a good one to throw out there if you want to get me more intrigued in it. So good job there. But I'm now excited to watch it. But Jokes, you have a wrestling event coming up, so let people know what's going on with that. So wrestling fans can check that out.
This dude down here, Marcus, is actually going to be joining alongside too. But honestly, the biggest wrestling show of the year, WrestleMania, comes up April 10th and April 11th. It's 2 nights. We're actually going to be doing prediction shows on both days. So 1 p.m. Eastern time, our time, in case some of you guys on the West Coast were not ever for it. But we're going to be doing our predictions for what we think is going to go down for each one of those matches. So right now I'm kind of tallying those matches up because we know how things go for WrestleMania. There's going to be something added at the very last minute, and we're going to have to shift gears and make sure we got that down packed. But we're going to throw these predictions out there. We're going to see which one of us can get as close to being 100% correct or 100% wrong, depending on how things go. But I'm looking forward to this, and just like Sin said, this is going to go on all the time now. We got events every month, so we'll see how we can pencil in some chats around it as well too.
Yeah. Also, you can look for us most likely every Tuesday and Thursday. Tuesday for our weekly show.
The typicals.
Yeah, the typical Thursdays for our cutscene show, which is video game based. Weekly is our pop culture show. Fridays, we always stream live on Twitch. We usually let people know what we're going to be streaming at the beginning of the week, so we'll get that out to everybody. Also, Spoiler Boys.
Spoiler Boys!
We will be dropping that in our MCU chat as well. We drop those every Monday, correct, Jokes?
Monday.
Yes, and right now we're doing the Falcon and Winter Soldier. We have the link for the MCU chat in the link tree as well, correct?
It is in there.
Okay. Also, Marcus, let everybody know where they can go and find you at, sir.
You can find me on Twitter at Real Ignomatic, or you can find me on my Twitch, which is my name, OV Corporation. I try to stream pretty semi-regularly on the weekends. And then also, if you haven't, I am a co-founder of Arcana Legends. It's a Facebook. We're on Facebook. We are producing our very own comic and card game. So check us out. Pretty intensive world that we're building, still getting out the fine kinks of our game, and I believe we're releasing our second comic book sometime soon. So you may want to check on that page to check it out.
Yeah, me and Jokes have had to check out the comic. It's pretty dope, y'all. So y'all might want to go check that out for yourself. Gabby, where can everybody find you at?
Oh goodness, I don't really have anything to promote.
Just
I'm always on Facebook with the anime chat, and I'm also on Twitter just sharing a lot of art. Not my art, but other people's art.
Got it. Right. And also, just remember, yes, we have done this for everybody out there, but going forward with the anime chat, this is going to be strictly for the people inside the anime chat. We just want to do this first one, kind of show it out there, everybody, so they can see kind of discussions that we're going to have going forward. So if you like what you saw here, make sure to click on that link in the link tree and join the LS anime chat group, or you can just look it up and just find it. Like I said, what happens, as long as you've been around for a little bit of time, we'll get you in and you can start some of those conversations and fun things we'll be doing there. So thank you all very much again for joining us, everybody in the chat, to Gabby, to Marcus, to Jokes. I appreciate all three of you for being here. And so with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're out of here.